Red Sister by Mark Lawrence is a fantasy book that comes highly recommended. It is the first of the Book of the Ancestor series, and I'd have to say that this is my first book from the author, and I have to say that it is a good one. This book had me riveted from beginning to end. It is a dark fantasy story about a young girl who's about to be hung in a prison. She's only 9 years old, though. And we don't really know anything about Nona. She is a young girl, and she's whisked away by the abbess of the, by Sister Mercy, I believe it's called. Sweet Mercy. Sweet Mercy is the name of the, one of several nunneries. I'm going to say cloister. Cloister sounds cooler. But anyway, she's whisked away by this woman who says that she has special plans for her, because at this place where they train nun assassins, basically they're all girls, young, usually taken from families that don't want them, and they are trained in order to serve the ancestor, which is like their god, that their deity that they worship. And there's a lot of politics involved. I really got a lot of Ender's Game and Harry Potter vibes, because, you know, she's basically going into this sort of school. It is a school. They train her in different things, but I really like the world building, though. It's a really great way of exploring the different races. There are 4 different divine races that mixed with the populace to give people certain traits and abilities. So Garants, they grow to be large. So there's people in this book that can grow to 8 or 9 feet tall. And then there are Hunskas, which are like pale, dark-haired. They come from the north. They're really quick and fast reflexes. Then there's Marjal. They can do magic, I believe. And then there's Quantals, and I forget what they do. But anyways, the book explores all the different races and how different people can have a certain amount of blood in their system or their, their heritage, in order to become special and become, used as a tool by different political groups. There's the emperor. There are 2 sisters. Then, Nona, she's, got her own problems, because we find out why she went to prison. But she also tries to keep her own hidden dark nature a secret from her new friends, and she's trying to, navigate the world of being a little bit vulnerable, finding a place to call home, finding a place where she finds friends. I really like that vulnerability, and I also like the fact that she kind of reminded me of Damian Wayne from Batman. Batman's son was raised by the League of Assassins, and you have a bit of an attitude problem, but also very dangerous. So I really liked her character. I also liked how there's a lot of interesting friend characters. There's a lot of other trainees that she befriends, and there's a lot of like transfer students that become sort of rivals of sorts. Like, they don't like them at first, maybe, but they become friends later, maybe. And definitely got the Ender's Game vibe from that, because, there is a chosen one, and there's bullies, things like that, small things like that. Definitely interesting to see where this book lies in terms of influencing, because you can tell it's been influenced by Harry Potter, Ender's Game, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But then this book also influences other genre books like the Poppy War or The Rage of Dragons. So it's a dark academia book of sorts, but it also has a really great magic system, which is only touched upon a little bit. And the book sucks you in with the intrigue, because it starts off with a prologue, then it kind of like jumps back into it. And then you get mostly flashbacks of Nona's childhood and her training and her, basically her rise to become an adult. And this book was absolutely fantastic, to be honest. I didn't really have any problems with it. Well, I did have a few problems, but they're not enough to affect my rating. The only nitpicks I had was sometimes the book tried too hard to be like edgy, like, this person's so badass, they're gonna kill like 1,000 people, kind of. And what was the other one? There's one more iffy thing that wasn't a bit. Oh yeah, the villains were very, like, they were there, but they weren't very developed as people. They're just more like just antagonists. But that's a small thing, because, this is like an origin story for Nona. So I'm going to give Red Sister a 5 out of 5. I didn't start doing ratings for this channel until recently, but it's definitely, I didn't have any problems with it. It's riveting fantasy read that I really enjoyed, and definitely will check out the remaining sequels for sure, and more books by Mark Lawrence as well.